Let me ask you a direct question, and I want you to be completely honest with yourself. How many times did you have to get out of bed last night just to use the bathroom? Was it 2 times, 3 times, even more? And when you woke up this morning, did you actually feel refreshed? Or did you feel like you had been hit by a truck? Do you notice your ankles getting slightly swollen by the end of the day? Or is your blood pressure creeping just a little higher than it used to be? If any of this sounds uncomfortably familiar, I need you to listen very closely right now, because what I'm about to share could be the most vital health information you hear all year. We are talking about your kidneys, not your heart, not your liver, but your kidneys. These two humble, bean-shaped organs are the silent, tireless workhorses of your entire body. They serve as your internal filtration system, operating 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to filter roughly 50 gallons of blood every single day. Now, here's the underlying crisis. For men over the age of 50, the kidneys are under total siege. They have been filtering toxins non-stop for decades, absorbing the consequences of our dietary habits, our chronic stress, our lack of deep sleep, and the normal wear and tear of living. And the most dangerous thing about kidney disease is that it operates like a silent thief. By the time you actually begin noticing physical symptoms, the structural damage is often already advanced and permanent. It is estimated that millions of people are walking around right now with chronic kidney decline and have absolutely no clue, because they are simply told that feeling tired or swollen is just a normal part of getting older. Well, I'm here to tell you that is an absolute lie. Having failing kidneys is not a normal, unavoidable part of aging. You see, as men, we have a unique tendency to brush off warning signs. We ignore that subtle ache, the extra weight around our waist, and that lingering afternoon fatigue, convincing ourselves we are invincible. But once we cross that 50-year milestone, our natural testosterone levels begin to drop, impacting everything from muscle mass to daily mood. Our metabolic rate slows down, and our bodies no longer process circulating toxins as efficiently as they once did. Add to that the usual culprits: high blood pressure, insulin resistance, and years of taking over-the-counter pain medications, and you create a perfect storm for kidney damage. This isn't about creating fear, it is about facing the biological facts. That is why your daily food choices are no longer just about your waistline, they are literally about survival. Your kidneys require specific nutrients to run at their peak, and they desperately need to avoid substances that force them to work overtime. The standard modern diet is an absolute nightmare for kidney tissue. It is loaded with excess sodium, which spikes blood pressure and places severe strain on delicate renal blood vessels. It is packed with synthetic phosphorus additives from processed meats and commercial sodas. And don't even get me started on refined sugars and processed carbohydrates. When you eat like the average person today, you are actively poisoning your own kidneys, forcing them to work triple shifts just to filter out the metabolic waste you're taking in. Over time, they become exhausted, chronically inflamed, and eventually begin to fail. But this is precisely where we turn things around and you regain total control. You do not need expensive prescription drugs or invasive surgeries to start protecting your kidneys right now. What you need is the wisdom to utilize nature's pharmacy. Today, we are going to dive into 5 powerful fruits that act like specialized tactical forces for your kidneys, uniquely designed to flush out accumulated toxins, cool down inflammation, and restore optimal function. Now, you might be thinking, wait, fruit? Isn't fruit packed with sugar? Isn't that bad for me? That is a widespread misconception that I must clear up immediately. The natural sugar found inside whole fruits behaves completely differently in your bloodstream than the refined sugar in a donut. Whole fruits come naturally packaged with water, fiber, and thousands of protective phytochemicals that slow down sugar absorption and actively fight inflammation. When you eat a whole apple, you are consuming a complex, nutrient-dense food that genuinely nourishes your cells. When you drink processed apple juice, you are drinking pure sugar water. And I beg you, if you take only one single lesson from this video today, let it be this: stop drinking commercial fruit juice. It is one of the worst things you can put into your body, as it spikes your blood sugar instantly and floods your kidneys with a massive concentration of sugar and potassium without any fiber to regulate it. So forget what you thought you knew about fruit. We are going to approach this with strategy and precision. I am going to show you not just which fruits to eat, but precisely when to eat them, how to prepare them, and why they work. This isn't a quick fix. It is a true lifestyle shift, and it doesn't stop with simply eating more fruit. Everything in human biology has an optimal time and place, and the timing of when you consume these fruits is essential to their effectiveness. If you eat these fruits at the wrong time of day, you could actually end up working against your body's natural rhythms. Your body operates on an internal biological clock, and you must work with that clock to optimize kidney filtration. Certain fruits are best consumed first thing in the morning to jumpstart your organs and help your body flush out toxins that accumulated overnight. Other fruits are best saved for the late afternoon to provide a clean energy boost and support your kidneys as they prepare for their nightly repair cycle. And some, like watermelon, are extraordinary for hydration, but could easily ruin your sleep if you eat them right before bed. It is all about being completely intentional. And let's look at the bigger picture. We are not talking about merely surviving. We are talking about thriving. Imagine waking up energized, looking down at ankles that aren't swollen, and feeling completely clear-headed and strong. When your blood is clean, your entire body operates at a higher level. Your brain performs better, your heart functions better, and your digestion runs smoother. When we talk about flushing out kidney toxins, what we are really talking about is purifying your entire system so you can enjoy the life you've worked so hard to build. So take a deep breath and get ready. This is not a guilt trip, it is an actionable roadmap. We are going to turn back the clock on your kidneys and give them the exact biological support they desperately need. We are going to look at the hard science, examine time-tested tradition, and focus exclusively on what actually delivers results. Stay with me, because we are about to reveal the very first of our 5 powerful fruits to cleanse kidney toxins, and I promise you will be surprised by what made the list and what was left off. You are also going to discover one unique, simple habit that makes all of these fruits exponentially more effective for men over 60. Let us jump straight into our first fruit, one that absolutely belongs in your regular rotation if you want to give your kidneys the support they deserve. I know you might be expecting something rare or exotic that you have to hunt down at a specialty market, but this first option is so simple, humble, and accessible that it almost feels too easy. I am talking about the tart cherry. You might normally think of cherries as just a sweet summer snack, but tart cherries, specifically the Montmorency variety, are an entirely different biological powerhouse. They are loaded with a unique class of antioxidants called anthocyanins, which give them their rich, deep red color. Beyond creating a vibrant pigment, these anthocyanins are among the most potent natural anti-inflammatory compounds ever tested in nutritional science. And here is precisely why that matters for your kidneys. At its very core, kidney damage is a slow, smoldering inflammatory process. The microscopic blood vessels inside your kidneys, the nephrons, are extraordinarily delicate. When they become chronically inflamed from high blood pressure, elevated blood sugar, or circulating metabolic waste, they begin to form scar tissue. This progressive scarring is clinically known as fibrosis, and once it takes hold, that damage is completely permanent. Those nephrons die off and they never regenerate. Therefore, our number one objective is extinguishing that inflammation before it destroys the kidney structure. And tart cherries accomplish that better than almost any other fruit on Earth. But they do something else incredible. They are one of the few natural dietary sources of bioavailable melatonin, combined with tryptophan and anthocyanins that work synergistically to dramatically improve the depth of your sleep. I know I keep bringing up sleep, and you might wonder, Doctor, what on earth does my sleep have to do with my kidneys? The answer is everything. When you enter deep sleep, your body switches into an intensive restorative mode. Your heart rate drops, your blood pressure falls, and your kidneys finally get a window to rest and perform their critical filtration work without the added stress of physical activity or digestion. Even your brain flushes out metabolic waste during deep sleep cycles. If you aren't sleeping deeply, your kidneys simply cannot heal. A fruit that simultaneously cools renal inflammation and restores restorative sleep is an absolute powerhouse. I recommend enjoying a small bowl of fresh tart cherries or drinking a small glass of 100% pure, unsweetened tart cherry juice roughly an hour before you go to bed, setting the stage for deep cellular recovery. Now, our second fruit is one that might catch you by surprise. It often gets viewed merely as a holiday side dish, but in reality, it is a genuine superfood, specifically designed to flush your kidneys. Cranberries. Once again, I am not talking about those sugary cranberry juice cocktails sitting on supermarket shelves. Those are massive sugar bombs that will cause far more harm than good. I am talking about whole, fresh cranberries, frozen cranberries, or 100% pure, unsweetened cranberry concentrate that is so tart it makes your mouth pucker instantly. You have likely heard that cranberries protect your bladder, but their benefits go far deeper into your renal system. Cranberries act as a gentle, natural diuretic, meaning they mildly increase urine production. This isn't about pushing your kidneys to overwork, it is about helping them sweep out metabolic waste and toxins far more efficiently. Think of it like this. A slow-moving, sluggish river collects sludge and becomes stagnant, whereas a fast-flowing river stays clean and clear. Cranberries keep your internal river flowing smoothly. Specifically, cranberries contain specialized compounds known as A-type proanthocyanidins, which are almost unique to this fruit. These compounds have been scientifically shown to prevent harmful bacteria from adhering to the cellular walls of your urinary tract. While this mechanism is famous for stopping bladder infections, that exact same action dramatically lowers the overall burden of inflammation across your entire urinary system, including your kidneys. Less local inflammation means your kidneys don't have to strain to filter out bacterial byproducts. Furthermore, cranberries are packed with quercetin, a powerful flavonoid that numerous studies have shown directly protects kidney tissue by reducing oxidative stress caused by free radicals. Because your kidneys process such enormous volumes of blood daily, they are exceptionally vulnerable to free radical damage, and quercetin acts like a protective shield for those delicate nephrons we discussed earlier. So how do you eat cranberries without cringing at the intense tartness? You can easily toss a handful of whole, unsweetened cranberries into your morning smoothie, or prepare a simple homemade compote by gently simmering them in water with a dash of cinnamon to spoon over your morning oatmeal or plain yogurt. Or take a small shot of pure, unsweetened concentrate diluted in a glass of water. The key is consuming the pure, whole fruit, with all its natural fiber and active phytochemicals intact. But this is precisely where timing and daily lifestyle come into play. You cannot eat these healing fruits and then immediately return to destructive habits. If you drink tart cherry juice to help your kidneys and sleep, but then have a glass of wine right before bed, you've completely defeated the purpose, because alcohol disrupts sleep architecture and severely dehydrates your tissues. Likewise, if you eat cranberries to flush your system, but drink 3 cups of coffee daily without drinking enough water, you are working against yourself. While coffee is a mild diuretic, it becomes severely dehydrating if you don't compensate with pure water, and chronic dehydration is one of the greatest enemies of healthy kidneys. Your kidneys fundamentally require water to do their job. It is that straightforward. Whenever you are dehydrated, your circulating blood volume drops, making your blood thicker and causing your blood pressure to fall. In response, your kidneys are forced to secrete hormones that constrict blood vessels, restricting blood flow to the kidneys themselves just to keep blood pressure stable. Think about that. When you don't drink enough water, your own body is forced to cut off proper circulation to your very own kidneys, causing progressive, permanent damage over time. I want you to make a conscious commitment to drink a tall glass of water first thing every morning before you touch anything else, and choose water with your meals rather than sugary drinks. Your urine should look like a pale straw color. If it is dark yellow, you are simply not drinking enough water. So far, we have covered 2 exceptional fruits specifically chosen to restore your kidneys: tart cherries for extinguishing inflammation and deepening sleep, and cranberries for flushing waste and shielding delicate nephrons. But we are truly just getting started. The third fruit on our list is what I consider the single most overlooked fruit on earth when it comes to kidney health. A fruit you probably walk right past in the grocery store every week, yet it stands as the most potent natural tool for managing blood pressure. You definitely don't want to miss this one. Now we are moving into the true heavy hitters. The third fruit on our list is one that I believe is the single most underrated fruit for men's wellness, particularly for those of you past age 60. I am talking about the humble, unassuming, and often ignored kiwi. Now, I know what you're thinking. Kiwi? That small, fuzzy green fruit? Yes, that exact one. And here is precisely why it packs such an incredible punch for your kidneys. It all revolves around potassium, but in a way that functions completely differently from what you might expect. You see, men over 60 have to perform a very delicate balancing act when it comes to potassium. If your kidneys are already severely damaged, consuming excessive potassium can be hazardous. But if your kidneys are relatively healthy or simply acting a bit sluggish, obtaining the proper amount of dietary potassium is absolutely critical. Why? Because potassium acts as a natural vasodilator, meaning it relaxes and widens the muscular walls of your blood vessels. This directly lowers your blood pressure, and reducing blood pressure removes an immense amount of mechanical strain from your kidneys. But here's the secret that makes kiwi so special. It possesses an almost perfect ratio of potassium to sodium. The standard modern diet is completely saturated with hidden sodium. It is lurking in virtually every processed food. When your body accumulates excess sodium without enough potassium to balance it, your tissues hold on to water to dilute that salt, bloating your blood volume and spiking your blood pressure while forcing your kidneys to labor relentlessly just to filter out the surplus. It is a vicious, destructive cycle. Kiwi actively breaks that cycle by providing the precise potassium your body needs to push excess sodium out through your urine, dropping your blood pressure and allowing your kidneys to breathe. But wait, there is even more. Kiwi is one of the most fiber-rich fruits you can possibly eat. That dense fiber acts like an internal sponge inside your digestive tract, binding to waste products and toxins so they can be smoothly escorted out of your body through your stool. This is hugely beneficial because it prevents those toxins from ever entering your bloodstream, meaning your kidneys don't have to filter them out in the first place. It functions essentially like an added pre-filter for your body, giving your kidneys a significantly lighter daily workload. And for men over 60, kiwi offers yet another major superpower. It is overflowing with vitamin C. Vitamin C is a heavy-duty antioxidant that protects delicate renal tissues from oxidative injury, while also playing a vital role in helping your body manufacture nitric oxide, the signaling molecule that instructs blood vessels to open up and dilate. Better blood flow directly translates to more efficient kidney filtration. I recommend eating one whole kiwi every day with the skin on. Simply wash it thoroughly and bite right into it like an apple. That outer peel houses a massive concentration of the total fiber and antioxidants. If the fuzzy texture bothers you, simply slice it thinly, but try hard not to peel it away if you can avoid it, because the health rewards far outweigh the unusual texture. Now, our fourth fruit might just be the most surprising of all. It is something you likely have sitting in your kitchen right now, yet you've probably never thought of it as a kidney-restoring superfood. I am talking about lemons, not sugary lemonade or artificial lemon-flavored products, but the actual fresh lemon. Specifically, its freshly squeezed juice. Lemons are exceptionally rich in natural citric acid. While citric acid doesn't get enough attention in mainstream health discussions, it is a genuine lifesaver for your kidneys, and here is exactly why. One of the most painful and common health hazards for men over 60 is the formation of kidney stones. Beyond being excruciatingly painful, kidney stones are a clear warning sign that your kidneys are struggling to manage mineral balance properly. The most common variety are calcium oxalate stones, which form whenever oxalate binds to calcium in your urine, creating tiny, sharp crystals. Over time, those crystals clump together into solid stones that can obstruct your urinary tract, cause severe infections, and permanently damage your kidney function. Utilizing the natural citric acid found in fresh lemons is one of the most effective strategies known for preventing this from ever happening. Citric acid actively attaches itself to calcium in your urine, but it does so in a chemical way that physically prevents those dangerous crystals from forming and growing. It functions as a powerful natural inhibitor, literally altering your urine chemistry to make it far less hospitable for stones to develop, while also helping to dissolve microscopic stone fragments before they become a medical emergency. But the benefits don't stop there. Lemons deliver a potent alkalizing effect once metabolized. Despite tasting sharp and acidic, once processed by your digestive system, they work to balance your body's internal pH, creating a more alkaline environment that significantly reduces the overall inflammatory load on your kidneys, while providing another solid boost of protective vitamin C. So how do you easily build this into your daily morning routine? It couldn't be simpler. Start your day with a large glass of warm water with the freshly squeezed juice of half a lemon. Do not add sugar and do not add honey. Just raw lemon juice and plain water. Drink that first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, roughly 20 to 30 minutes before eating breakfast. Doing this doesn't just kickstart your hydration, it also prepares your digestive system, wakes up your liver, and initiates the alkalizing process for the entire day ahead. It is one of the simplest, cheapest, and most remarkably effective health habits you can adopt. Now, that brings us to our fifth and final fruit, the one that brings this entire protocol full circle. It is the fruit I personally consider the gold standard for deep cellular hydration and gentle kidney detoxification. Watermelon. Yes, watermelon, that iconic fruit of summer that brings back memories of family picnics and warm, sunny days. But watermelon is far more than just a nostalgic treat. In my professional opinion, it stands as the single most effective fruit for flushing out kidney toxins, provided you consume it properly and at the optimal time of day. Watermelon consists of over 90% pure, structured water, delivering a massive hydration boost to your cells. But it is not just plain fluid. That water is infused with vital electrolytes like potassium and magnesium, which are essential for cellular function and blood pressure regulation. When you eat watermelon, you flood your kidneys with clean, nutrient-dense water that helps them sweep out waste products without having to work too hard. Furthermore, watermelon contains a secret weapon, an amino acid known as L-citrulline. Your body efficiently converts L-citrulline into L-arginine, which then gets transformed directly into nitric oxide, the powerful vasodilator that signals your blood vessels to open up and relax. By eating watermelon, you directly support healthy blood pressure, which is the single most important action you can take to preserve your kidneys over time. However, and this is a major caveat you must keep in mind, watermelon is also a powerful natural diuretic that will inevitably increase your need to urinate. That is part of its cleansing power, which is why you should never sit down with a large bowl of watermelon right before going to bed. If you do, you will be waking up multiple times throughout the night to use the bathroom, totally disrupting your sleep cycle. And as we've already established, deep sleep is non-negotiable for kidney repair. So late-night eating completely defeats your goal. The absolute best time to eat watermelon is in the late afternoon, right around 3 or 4 p.m. This is when your body's metabolic pace naturally begins to slow down. Enjoying watermelon at this hour offers a clean burst of natural energy, hydrates your body after the midday dip, and supplies your kidneys with the raw materials they need to start their filtration process while you are still awake and active enough to process the extra fluid. So there you have our 5 power-packed fruits. Tart cherries for cooling inflammation and deepening sleep. Cranberries for flushing the system and providing an antioxidant shield against bacteria. Kiwi for balancing that critical sodium to potassium ratio, lowering blood pressure, and keeping your gut moving. Lemons for alkalizing your body's pH and preventing painful kidney stones. And watermelon for delivering massive structured hydration with a gentle diuretic benefit at the proper time of day. Now, this is where the rubber meets the road. Knowing about these superfoods is one thing, but seamlessly integrating them into your daily life in a consistent, sustainable way is where the real magic happens. You cannot simply eat a handful of these once in a while and expect your kidneys to transform overnight. This is an ongoing practice, a daily investment in your long-term health and vitality. Let us map out what your ideal kidney-friendly day looks like. I want you to picture this clearly. You wake up in the morning, And before you pour a cup of coffee or prepare breakfast, you drink a tall glass of warm water with the freshly squeezed juice of half a lemon. You feel it waking up your digestive tract and deeply hydrating your cells. You wait about 20 minutes, taking a few deep breaths and making a conscious choice to nourish your body rather than punish it. For breakfast, you sit down with a bowl of plain oatmeal or unsweetened yogurt, topping it with a handful of fresh, tart whole cranberries, and perhaps adding several thin slices of unpeeled kiwi for an incredible boost of dietary fiber and vitamin C. This morning meal is a total nutritional powerhouse, low in sugar, high in fiber, and perfectly structured to keep your kidneys operating smoothly all day long while keeping your blood sugar and blood pressure steady. Now, fast forward to the late afternoon. The sun is beginning to lower, and that familiar afternoon fatigue starts setting in. This is your cue to reach for a bowl of fresh watermelon around 3 or 4 p.m. This gives you a clean energy boost, rehydrates your body after hours of daily activity, and supplies your kidneys with the exact ingredients they require to begin the gentle flush that carries through into the evening. You aren't overloading your system, you are strategically priming it. Then, as the evening settles in, roughly 1 hour before going to bed, you enjoy your tart cherries, either as a small bowl of fruit or a glass of pure, unsweetened tart cherry juice. This serves as a clear biochemical signal to your body that it is time to wind down. The natural melatonin kicks in, systemic inflammation quiets, and you prepare your body for the most vital phase of the entire 24-hour cycle, the deep restorative recovery that happens while you sleep. Now, I want you to pay very close attention here. This daily routine yields results because it aligns seamlessly with your body's natural biological clock, rather than fighting against it. However, there are 2 additional lifestyle pillars that are completely non-negotiable if you want this to work, and I haven't mentioned them yet. The first is daily movement, and the second is stress management. You see, your kidneys thrive on physical movement. Whenever you move your body, you boost overall vascular circulation, ensuring that more blood flows through your kidneys so they can filter out impurities far more effectively. You don't need to run marathons. A brisk 30-minute daily walk is more than enough to get your heart pumping, dilate your blood vessels, and sweat out excess toxins through your skin. Even the timing of your movement matters. If you can take a light walk right after your meals, especially after lunch, you help regulate your blood sugar, smoothing out the glucose spikes that directly injure delicate nephrons. And then we must address stress. Men, especially men over the age of 60, carry stress in a very distinct, harmful manner. We internalize it. We bottle our worries up and we pretend to be stoic. But what we are really doing is flooding our bodies with cortisol, the primary stress hormone. Elevated cortisol spikes your blood pressure, drives up your blood sugar, and creates a state of persistent, chronic inflammation throughout your entire body. Your kidneys end up constantly swimming in this toxic, inflammatory environment, and their filtration capacity severely degrades over time. You simply must find an effective outlet to release that daily stress. It is not a luxury. It is an absolute necessity for survival. It could be as simple as sitting in quiet reflection for 10 minutes a day, focusing on slow breathing. Immersing yourself in a favorite hobby, talking with a close friend, or spending time in prayer or meditation. Whatever works best for you, you must actively participate in calming your nervous system, because your kidneys simply cannot heal if your body remains trapped in perpetual fight or flight mode. Now, I want to circle back to something I teased at the very beginning. I told you there was one crucial trick that renders all of these fruits exponentially more effective. And that secret is simply this: unwavering consistency and patient commitment. It is not found in a prescription bottle, nor is it a magical quick-fix injection. It is the unglamorous daily discipline of showing up for your well-being every single day. Eating the right wholesome foods, drinking adequate water, taking your daily walk, and bringing peace to your mind. That is the real trick, and that is the true secret. There are no shortcuts available here. Your kidneys have been working tirelessly for you for 6 decades. They are tired, and they've absorbed a lot of wear and tear over the years. You cannot undo decades of damage in a single week, but you can stop it. You can freeze the damage in its tracks, and you can initiate the slow, steady journey toward recovery. And those 5 fruits are the exact toolkit you need to make it happen. I want you to look directly in the mirror tonight and make a firm commitment to yourself. Decide right now that your health is worth the effort, and decide that you are no longer going to accept deteriorating health as an inevitable part of getting older. Decide today that you are taking direct control of your kidney function, and in doing so, reclaiming complete control of your life. Imagine waking up a year from today without having to get out of bed 3 times every night, looking at blood pressure readings that sit comfortably in the normal range without a handful of medications, and possessing the vibrant energy needed to play with your grandchildren, tend to your garden, travel, and truly live life to the fullest. That future is not a fantasy. It is available to you right now, starting with a single conscious choice, and starting with a simple lemon. Thank you so much for trusting me with your health journey. I am deeply grateful for your time and attention today. If this message resonated with you, please share it with your brothers, your sons, and your close friends, because far too many men are suffering from preventable decline, and we must start supporting one another. Go grab a refreshing glass of water, take a walk, and treat your body like the temple it is. I will see you in the next video. Take great care of yourselves.